Traditional cleansing involves dry, local herbs combined to do a specific or particular thing. Like for example, this one has a combination of 5 herbs, and this is a non-diarrhea purge. There's also a few others. Now, can these different herbal mixtures, can they help you lose weight? Well, that's a good question. If you want to lose weight, just consider this, right? Just give it some consideration. Now, what is the weight made out of? Well, if you look into it, it's probably made out of fat, made out of mucus, water, waste. This is just stuck and being retained in the body. Now, in order to understand how to do away with this problem right here, we have to understand what the body does with toxins, especially the liver. The liver plays a huge role when it comes to detoxification and decides, for the most part, what to do with toxins. So it will either store it in fat cells so that it can then deal with it on a later time, or it will deal with it and dump it into the lymphatic lines and wrap it up in mucus so it can be expelled, detoxified, so it can be drained out. Now, think about this, right? The lymphatic lines, what it does, it collects toxins and wraps it up in mucus over time. Now imagine this, right? Imagine now every day, because of the diet, you're eating poorly, eating a lot of food that contains toxins and produces waste and acid. If every day the lymphatic lines collects 1 to 5 drops of mucus, let's say, think about it. Day after day, week after week, it's collecting, and drop by drop by drop, month after month, drop by drop. And this is somebody, let's say, that has a very poor lifestyle, very poor, low active lifestyle. Doesn't sweat a lot, doesn't move a lot, but you're eating every single day and you're collecting drop by drop of mucus. Now, eventually the lines will get full, eventually over time. Now, this is interesting right here. What happens is that the intelligent body will seasonally clean out the lines from mucus. Did you know that? What season is that? I want you to think about it. What season is it that the body will dump out huge amounts of mucus and self-cleanse? That's what you call the flu season. Now, when your body dumps out huge amounts of toxins, it will come out as mucus. And if we allow the body to take out mucus as it should and do not interfere with the flu, guess what? We're taking out mucus. We're taking out water. And if we're going to the bathroom constantly, let's say the body expels waste through a diarrhea, that's also a detox event. That's weight that's coming out. Now, if we allow the body to detoxify toxins, and the body is now moving this, the liver will now be a little bit more inclined to take out these fat cells and metabolize it so that it can be dumped into the lymph, so that it can be expelled out. So the flu is one of the main detox events that our body undergoes, and it's one of the first things that people want to stop when they get the flu or when they're experiencing the flu because of poor education. Very, very poor education on what the flu is. So how many of us seasonally stop our body from cleansing out all the waste and mucus that we accumulate? Think about it, right? So if you have made a lot of effort into stopping the flu, even getting an injection, a vaccine, well, maybe you should learn a little bit more about detox. Maybe you should learn a little bit more about how the body works, and maybe you won't have to deal with so much of this, and it will be easier for you to lose this. Now, obviously, this is only one scenario out of many, right? There are plenty of people out there that do not have the weight issue, right? And they do still medicate the flu. So what can happen if we medicate the flu, but we still see that we are thin, we're not gaining weight. What could possibly be happening with all that retained mucus? Well, I'll give you an example. I have a client just recently, one of many, but I'll give you one example. This client, she is over 40 years old, and she mentioned something very interesting. She said that she has not had the flu ever since she was 6 years old. That was like the last flu she ever had. Now she's over 40, and she's been diagnosed with multiple fibroids, and some as big as grapefruits. I want you to think about that. What would create that buildup, that growth? Could it be that because her body has not been expelling the mucus? Could it be that because her body has not been detoxifying, cleansing out the lymph? Could it be that that mucus that is retained, that waste, the acid that is retained, the body balled it up, encapsulated, and now it is fibroids? Could it be that the outcome or the end result of not having the body express flu eventually build up this ball of thing called fibroids? Think about it. So the lymphatic system is parallel and right next to the blood supply. But unlike the blood supply, it doesn't circulate and move like the blood. This system right here is full of mucus and trash, so this slowly drains. And very interesting thing about the lymphatic system is that the only way that this would move is when the body is active. When we're jumping, skipping, running, there's some type of movement and the body becomes hot. This system of lymph tends to move and push the mucus to the gut so that we can poop it out. But if there's an issue with the gut, then it'll dump it in the lungs so we can spit it out. But why would the body need to heat itself up? Well, because mucus, think about it, mucus would move much more easier when it's really hot, because cold mucus is very sticky, but hot mucus can flow much better. So to encourage this movement of lymph, to encourage the flow of mucus through and out of the body, we must be active. We must walk, we must do exercise, do some type of activity, jump, skip, whatever. But we need to encourage the movement, because if we don't move, the body will heat itself up and will then move it for us, and that's called a fever. And guess what? If you medicate the fever, again, you interfere in the process of self-cleanse. So going back to the herbs, can it help us lose weight? Well, if we use the herbs appropriately to encourage the body to detoxify, if we encourage the body to move the lymph by being active, by exercising, walking, skipping, going out in the sun, eating clean and healthy, and if we create the conditions for a very good detox, the body will expel mucus, retained water, fat, and trash. And therefore, a proper detox will definitely help you lose weight.